Good afternoon, love. Good afternoon, light. And happy May, illuminators and way showers. Whenever and wherever you are, good day, good morning, good evening, good love. I am so grateful to be with you today. Thank you for sharing this now with me for today's very special crystal reading. As I record this today on the 9th day of May, happy May, happy birthday to all you Tauruses. I have a lot of birthdays, a lot of Taurus birthdays in my family, especially over this next week. They're all stacked up together. And today's date is May 9th, 2018, and today's date equals 8. And I was marveling at all the interesting synchronicities today with the number 8, one of which is my birthday is on the 28th. And so the number 8 has always been a vibrational number for me that has always represented the infinite, the infinite, the fact that everything is always and forever, and our infinite connection to source, how I marvel today at the Sirian sacred circuit for number 8, which is flow, as I'm feeling all of these multidimensional energies flowing through me. And as I began my awakening process, I received this journal, actually from my son, whose birthday was yesterday on the 8th of May. And it's interesting because as I opened this journal, one of the very first things that I started recording in this were the Sirian sacred circuits. As I began awakening, this was one of the very first entries in the journal, in just a few of the pages into it. And so if you're new to my channel, thank you for being with me. And if you've been with me for a long time, thank you so much, all of you, for all of your love, all of your support. Thank you to all of you, old and new subscribers, to clients who've given me the privilege of private sessions, ordering audio recordings and video recordings, tuning in specifically for you, creating my own sacred symbols and circuits just for you. It has been a privilege and an honor to be with you. And that has been the flow through these light languages as I began speaking with my spirit guides and engaging and awakening and paying attention to my dreams. It was the beginning of the flow of the multidimensionality that I began to understand, that I knew innately all along, that we are connected to everything. And I bring to you the Elephant Animal Collective Wisdom today, and my elephant pillow, and my favorite elephant shirt. I don't know if you're here. Let's see if you guys, here you go, my favorite elephant shirt, which also my great grandmother, I connect with elephants because she had quite the vast collection of elephants. So I'm feeling the flow of my star families, my ancestor families, my Sasani, Shikani family, Yahyel family, my Sirius family. I started to do this crystal reading video earlier, and something else happened instead. And it was immediately I moved right into a multidimensional verses of light languages, and I could feel all of these different energies flowing through me. And then I was reminded about today's date being equaling 8, and then yesterday's date being the 8th, which was my son's birthday. And so happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there, and again, and all the May birthdays that I've got in a row in my family. And as I was looking down at the symbol, the sacred Sirius symbol for 8, I was guided to go back to the first page that I wrote in the journal, which is the quote from Theo through Abraham Hicks, I, Wendy, see and draw to me through divine love those beings who seek enlightenment through my process. The sharing will elevate us both now. And on the very next page, the very first entry I wrote, which I didn't even realize till I looked down, was in 2008. And when I looked even closer, it was on May 8th, 2008. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's in pencil and it's very, very, very faint. But there's the date. 5808. So I immediately was already in this flow. And so when I began the journal, it was about a dream that I had that I was told I was an oracle. And up until that time, I hadn't really, up until actually a few years ago, I hadn't even owned an oracle deck, but I was given one as a gift, the Gypsy Witch Lenormand deck as a gift, and I never actually have done a reading with it. And so I found it interesting that that was the first entry, and actually this journal was given to me by my son, whose birthday was on that day. And so there was a lot of other synchronicities that went along with that for me in my life, in my personal life with my family, and with respect to that date. And that was truly the beginning, I think, of my awakening process. And so I found it very interesting how today, with the flowing, and as I began to do this crystal reading earlier, these languages started flowing through me, and I was feeling all of these different star stories. I was actually beginning to hear a flow of these the shaman and my other lives as a shaman, and my ancestors, and my Pleiadian self, my Sirius self, Andromedans. I felt the dolphin energy. I felt the crystal, the connections to all the crystals of the earth, and the vibration and how of them, and how they help us connect to all of these multi-levels, and how when we spend time in nature, when we spend time with crystals, and I remember how we spend time with them, how it accelerates and magnifies, along with the application of this now galactic knowledge, and the utilizing the frequency of the numbers. And even today, being 5/9/2019, I was seeing the 9 and the 9, which of the 5/9 in the 2019, so that I saw 18, and then that equaling 9, so that I'm seeing 999. And so how that has been my highest passion all along, is to express all of these different connections, and how the information flows through me, and then how I was guided to through oracle cards also bring messages through to help me and all of us connect with all of these other aspects, and how we also connect to the animal collectives, the plant collectives, how everything is a teacher, how my own experiences with plants teaching me on so many different levels, additionally to my connections to the star families, to my own hybrid children, to my chakra system. How do we connect with all that and share all that information? And as I was receiving all of these light languages, I was actually thinking about the crystal that I wanted to do this reading for. And it was interesting how one actually led into the other and turned into a completely different video. And I was reintroduced to a fractal of myself that goes by the name of Hannah, and I've always loved the name Hannah. And they express themselves as this blue crystal essence. This that they exist as a blue hues of blue of crystalline essence, and they reside. And how did they put it to me? In the eighth dimensional collective, because they also wish to express themselves as the infinite, as the number 8. And so it was a very interesting flow of information and how it morphed into that. And also how I was reminded about how I used to write poetry and how it was my way of expressing my voice when I needed to speak what I saw in my third eye and what I wanted to express from my heart. And so it was very interesting how even the tapping into that crystal and how doing these videos connected me to all of that and all of you, and how I, as a result, I just saw a really interesting blue crystal in my eye just now. Like that was really interesting. It was like it flashed like this, a bright blue crystal in my eye. How me doing these videos and these light languages connected me with this crystal, because this crystal I received as a gift, an energy exchange from my beloved sister Lori. Hey Lori, thank you so much. I cannot tell you how all of you have literally, with the exception of just a few that I've acquired on my own, have provided me with this amazing crystal collection that have allowed me to connect even more multidimensionally and allow me to bring even further messages through the crystals. And as soon as I received them, I received the message, as I've mentioned before, that I needed to share these crystals with all of you, and the meanings in the crystals in the book that she had also given me, and to take each crystal and read from the book. And so I was feeling that very strongly today. And then, but it was so interesting how it led to a completely different type of video, and hence the same same jacket, same outfit. And it took me to meeting this whole new dimensional version of part of me, and how that flow couldn't have happened without you and me and us and her and the crystals of the earth. And I really didn't even know how to even express all of this until once again I started, and I couldn't even find the flow of my own words. I must have started this crystal video about 3 or 4 times too. Because I didn't even know where to begin to tell all of you how all of these beautiful woven synchronicities were flowing through me, and how do I express all that, and how I even chose the colorful elephant shirt and pillow, and the blue, and how they were showing me because the last 2 days I have tried to do this, not tried, but I had chosen these crystals a few days ago and haven't had the opportunity to sit and do this crystal reading that I wanted to do. And so it was just interesting how it all morphed, and how the very first crystal that I chose the other day was the crystal that was the one in my vision today. When I started to do this reading that went off into a whole nother video, it was a whole activation for our heart, throat, and third eye chakra. And so, which is uploading right now. So I just wanted to kind of share that as a segue into this crystal reading, because now I kind of understand why everything is now, and it couldn't have happened any sooner, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to read to you and show you, and I have a few of them here, and they're all blue crystals, so I don't know if I'll get through all of them. It depends on how quickly I can get through reading through them. But the very first one, oh, here it is. I couldn't, and now I completely understand why I did the video that I did today, which I wasn't expecting to do. And it was all triggered from, if you will, inspired from this blue Florite Octahedron. And I'll take it out of the bag for you guys, but there you guys can see I just couldn't believe it, because I didn't realize until, and thank you, dearest sister. I am a buzz the moment I opened this crystal, and I just couldn't believe how immense, how I felt. And I didn't even know I was going to do this video today, which is even more interesting because of the color of the crystal and the color of what I chose to wear today, and how it's also accentuated in the colors of the elephant and what I have on, and so, and even, my surroundings here. So this is the crystal that prompted that whole third eye activation. And so what's fascinating about this, and I will show you the deck, and I absolutely love this deck. So this is the Crystal Ally Cards Evolution Edition, and look at all of the beautiful blue, the water elements, even the blue orb, the egg, new birth, evolution. And I feel, once again, like her in this dress, and I need to dress that color. I have one similar. It's almost that color. It's actually very similar to the color of the back of these cards. And this is the back of the cards. And for those of you who haven't seen these yet, I introduced a couple of weeks ago. And here is the one for Florite. Discipline. So it's very interesting that the message I was receiving in my meditation this morning was about having more self-discipline, about following my passion, about being more disciplined, about acting upon my passion more important than anything else I do in a day. Because at the end of the day, that is the most important thing we're supposed to do. Even if we've already planned how we think our day is going to go, or how that video is going to go, or how that conversation is going to go, when we allow the connection to our third eye to see things from that higher perspective and connect that to our heart, and actually allow ourselves to speak from that place of our truth, that is what happens when you follow your passion. And that is the color that I was receiving today in all of this, and the connections with all of the blue stones that I have actually pulled instinctively over the last few days have all been blue. and different hues of blue. And I even have a lapis lazuli that I'm wearing, that I've been wearing for many, many, many years. And that was many years ago, my connection to Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael has been fluent in my heart space these last few days as well. And I've been connecting deeply to that energy and that idea for helping me complete certain paths for myself, and seeing and actually connect to actually there. I just saw that blue flash again in my eye. That is so interesting. It's like it's like it's almost like I'm seeing this, like my third eye is flashing in front of me. um and I keep seeing it like vibrating this blue crystalline energy. So um I couldn't believe how powerful I felt when I first opened this crystal, and how what it's generating in me right now. And so what's interesting is also the the fact that she gave me it in this particular shape for fluorite, and how it matches the shape on the card for fluorite and discipline, and even how we associate purple and passion with discipline. um, how we associate purple with passion, and how I was receiving to treat my passion with the same, with more, at least as much, if not more discipline than I would anything else in my life, such as eating, sleeping, drinking, doing the dishes, doing the laundry, making it equally as important. And then by doing so, it also ignites further passion while performing those actions, and allowing more and full connections to more of the multidimensional crystal that we are. And also, how isn't it interesting that this represents also Metatron and the Merkaba, and that driving force within us, that star, the double triangles. And this was so interesting, how the whole channeling that just happened in that previous video was completely synchronistic with what this stone represents in this book. Fluorite represents discipline. The chakras is the ajna, the third eye. Affirmation: I am aligned with my highest vision, and I act with integrity. And when we are in integration, that's what integrity is, acting in integration with what is most passionate and joyful for our body and our mind and our spirit, and acting from that place in harmony from inside that triangle. That's where, and even our passion can be quiet. Our passion can be writing poetry. And I was reminded, even as a kid, how I was so privileged to live in the northern Chicago suburbs. And so I got to visit the Field Museum of Natural History, and the Museum of Science and Industry, and the planetarium, and the Adler Planetarium, and the Art Institute of Chicago. And how, as a kid, I even had the stones and the rock tumbler, and I had all of the stones named, and how I had completely forgotten that part of me, and how I realized I've always had that passion for connecting with Earth, with the crystals of Earth. And how even in my own meditations and how I've even in client sessions been guided to each of us that when in our meditations to wrap our roots around all of the crystals within Gaia and all of their colors and all of their integrations of energies and bringing their assistance and their energies and their essences up through my roots and into my chakra systems, and asking just simply which ones do I need today to help me on my path, on my journey, and then guide me to which ones those are and what colors to wear in that day, and what do I need to magnify. And so I found it just absolutely fascinating today, all of the connections between this crystal and the channelings and openings of that eighth dimension. And even my journal here as I look right now. So, and it's hard, and I feel the light language is bubbling up. So, in this crystal reading, let's use this moment as our affirmation. I am aligned with my highest vision, and I act with integrity. Florite stands alone on an empty plane with no visible support. This ally calls upon its discipline to remain upright and aligned. You do not always have others around to hold you up and encourage you to walk the right path. At those times, it is important to develop your discipline so that you can follow the correct path, even when there is no one to see what you do. Discipline is a form of integrity, ensuring that you walk your talk and that your thoughts, words, and actions all align with what you intend as your outcome. Fluorite is a stone of unique capabilities and talents. Its crystalline structure encourages order, concentration, and mental focus. Even though it is primarily a wind element stone, and that's funny, Wendy, wind. Many people have called me Wendy over my lifetime, and I've always related to the song Wendy. Fluorite also assists in grounding, so enables our ideas and intentions to be brought into physical form through action. This is exactly what I've been working on the last few days. So this is no surprise to me. It encourages reception of higher guidance and information and aids in retention, organization, and utilization. Fluorite directly affects the mental level and brain function, organizing your thoughts and ideas and allowing the information and insight attained in meditation to be applied to your earth plane experiences. This is exactly what I have been asking my guides for. Ask and it is given. This day it has flowed. Fluorite teaches about the necessity of organization, planning, self-control, discipline, and the practical application of higher guidance. Fluorite discourages the common addiction to spacing out on higher energies and encourages the implementation of those energies on the earth plane. It aids in clearing the energy pathways of the body and helps the light body to integrate with the physical self. Fluorite can assist those who are sensitive and open to the higher realms to maintain an earth connection. Fluorite's primary effect upon the energy and emotional systems, however, is to remind you of the importance of developing self-discipline so that you may fulfill your role as a spiritual warrior. The ability to bring the body and behaviors into line with the mind and to bring the mind into harmony with the spirit is a vital lesson of self-mastery. And this is the master's class. Self-mastery is the master's class. These are the keys to the master's class. Many people think of discipline as self-denial. In fact, it is self-fulfillment. Discipline is the ability to act in accordance with your thoughts, creating integrity between what you say, what you want, and your behaviors. Without this integrity, it can be very difficult to bring your visions into reality. Florite is a master teacher that helps you understand where you are out of alignment with what you claim you want. This understanding allows you to heal the unconscious beliefs, emotions, or patterns that continually cause you to act in ways that are counter to what you consciously want to experience. I cannot tell you guys how this is speaking, how this whole thing is just for me and just for all of you who are listening. This is profound for me. Wow. Just thank you again, dear sister in light, for this absolute divine connection to Gaia, to the stone speakers, of which I am a speaker and a stone speaker, to you, to my higher self, to the multi-dimensions, and helping us all, as you and I were both guided to share these and this information with all who resonate, with all who vibrate in this frequency. The message of Florite: discipline means living the life you espouse, better known as walking your talk. If you have strayed from the path that you know you should be on, you are now being called upon to step back in line with your integrity. Have you been saying one thing and doing another? Are your actions and behaviors taking you toward what you say you wish to experience or away from it? Florite is asking you to honestly review where you may have fallen out of integrity with yourself and your goals, and to correct your thoughts, actions, and behaviors. And this is exactly what I have been having a conversation with a friend of mine about for the last couple of weeks. And I feel like today I got it. I got it. I got the message. I got it. I know what I needed to hear today. Going with the flow. I got it. And boy, did I connect today. Wow. Florite is calling you to move back into alignment and integrity with your vision. Stop behaviors that are sabotaging your path and embrace those actions that are aligned with your highest goals. Your discipline and integrity are needed now to carry you forward toward your dreams. Wow. Just wow. Thank you, Divine Ones, for being with me in this way and this now for this spectacular and very special crystal reading. Na olakosonosole isha la katarasana ama oshotoi ashonoha la mali akarisi talahala. And if there is any way that I can bring answers from your guides, our guides, through these crystals, through these oracle readings, through these light languages, it is an honor and divine grace and gratitude that I share my heart with yours and yours with mine. Aniasatoshe ilaki asonoso ora otasha tapi isha no tori ki alakhala. And if any of you would like to support my channel by donations, you can visit my website on my contact page, and there's a donate button below. And to all of you, once again, thank you. No kusana shaliki alo somo otashaya. And thank you for all of you helping me serve my highest passion. Na uko sono sola, alakala, mahala, namaste.